I don't know about you, my brother, but I'm going to be taking 2025 and making it all about just breaking free from this Babylon system society type of thing we live in, and I'm literally going to do the exact opposite of what they tell us we should be doing as men. And I'd hope you'd want to lock arms and do the same thing with me. You know, they tell us to avoid red meat. Well, guess what me and the boys in the war club are doing right now? We make it an active effort to eat meat daily. They tell us to avoid cholesterol. Well, guess what we're doing, boys? We're eating more farm fresh eggs, we're eating that raw cheese, raw milk, we're getting out in the sun every day, we're fasting, we're reading freaking books, we're living with purpose, we're being useful. Hey, this is what we're about, and this is what we're gonna be focusing on here in 2025, is just keeping things simple, getting our peace back. I mean, hey, look, as a 32-year-old man now, it's like, that's all I want, bro. And I'm sure a lot of you who are maybe in your mid-20s to late 20s, I'm sure you're recognizing that and realizing that this is all you want too. God, family, peace, and stability, right? No drama, no noise, just living for God, performing for an audience of one. Anyways, this video today, I want to kind of give you something that you can latch onto, that you can grasp onto and take with you going into 2025. Something that will kind of just set you off on the right foot. Hey, feel free to take a journal out and take some notes, my brother, because what I'm about to do right now is give you 7 things that you need to begin implementing into your daily routine as a man. And if you don't, if you choose to ignore these things and not take them seriously, not actually apply them, hey, I hate to be blunt with you, but this is going to be another one of those years. It's going to be another year of just being another rat in the race. And honestly, I would hate to see that happen for you. So with number 1 today, I want to touch on something that I typically never do, and that's to help you begin to build wealth. And if you're a young buck here today, this right here, this is step 0. So number 1 is create your money jars. That's 101. If you're up in here thinking you're gonna be some sort of millionaire here in the next couple years, yet you don't even know what a money jar is, this right here, this is like what you should have been taught in kindergarten. Don't ask me why they don't teach this stuff here in schools. Instead, they teach you, all this woke garbage, all this freaking gender identity pronoun nonsense. Anyways, creating money jars is the best way to start seeing where your money is actually going, where the cash flow is going, and what it's being used for, and how you can actually reinvest it to make even more money. This is essentially what the rich do. This is how the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The poor, they just really have no idea. They don't keep track of where their cash is flowing into. So I highly encourage all of you, metaphorically, you got to create these 5 to 6 jars, however many you want. And whether you have an allowance or you have a job, you need to start dividing that money up and putting them into these jars. For instance, you can have your basic needs jar, food, gas, things, you need to live your life. Maybe you got your savings jar, or better yet, your investing jar. So that way you can have your money make you money. So you literally don't have to work a day in your life ever again. Another jar I would recommend is your giving jar. Have a jar where you have like 10% that you just give to people in need. Maybe your tithes. You want God to bless you with more money and set you up with success. Hey, you got to be giving him what's his first. Another big one that everybody seems to forget is your education jar. This is used for buying things like books, courses, maybe joining an online community. I would say 1/10 of your income should always go to, reinvesting into yourself, into more education to catapult you forward in life. Even things like joining the war club, bro, that's why I created it. It's literally only $7 to join, and you can also write it off as a business write-off for taxes. And of course, you always got to have your fun jar as well. Put about 10% into that, just enjoying your life or taking a girl out on a date, whatever it is. See, most men aren't doing this, and they're always wondering why they're always stuck in life, why they never can get ahead. And they end up just spending the majority of their money on stupid stuff or entertainment, or they buy things that just make them look cool or make them look like they're rich even though they're as broke as a joke. This right here, this is the definition of being a good steward with your money, with what God has currently entrusted you with. A lot of you guys are out here praying to God, to give you all this success and help you make all these millions, yet you can't even manage your weekly allowance, bro. Number 2, embrace boredom. Now, when you look around the world today and you look at all the, this generation of upcoming men, it's a complete shit show. Your average 20-year-old has a vape in one hand, his phone in the other, and has a freaking panic attack anytime a pretty girl walks by. You kidding me, bro? This isn't normal. I mean, you look back to 100, 200 years ago, men were conquering land in their late teens, early 20s. They were on the front lines. And now the problem with young men today is, and this may even be you, and it's good to be real with yourself and to be aware. The problem is you ain't bored enough. At any moment, you have some sort of gateway drug or some entertainment device just readily available for you anytime you're bored. In fact, boredom terrifies you. You can't go a second without doom scrolling. You can't wake up in the mornings without hopping on your IG. You can't even go to the gym without music blasting in your ears and hunched over trying to find your next song, your next dopamine spike, your next hit, right? Rather than just embracing that boredom, embracing that stillness and quietness, starting, to generate your own thoughts, start maybe connecting and talking to your true source of power, talking to God, getting some revelation from Him. Nah, you just continue to flood your brain, drown it out with noise. And that's why right there, most men are just not getting ahead in life. They're not even coming up with their own thoughts and ideas. Instead, they're just injecting someone else's constantly. So I think it'll do a young man good taking 2025 to just mellow the frick out. When you wake up in the morning, go outside for a good 15, 20 minutes with just total silence, total peace, and watch. God will start downloading. He'll start dropping little ideas onto your heart. He'll start giving you like these little glimpses, right, into the future. Things for you to start now chasing after, little goals and little ideas to attack. This is how you get ahead in life, bro. Now, before diving deeper, I got a huge New Year's discount for you to use at manscaped.com, which is today's sponsor. Right now, you can get 20% off plus free shipping by clicking the link that I have for you down below. I highly encourage you to check out their Beard and Balls bundle. This is gonna get you their best products for the best price, including the Beard Hedger, which you guys know that's my favorite grooming tool of all time. Even just got my dad one for Christmas. It helps you to easily shape and mold your facial hair, allowing you to instantly switch to different lengths, all from the simple little twist of the built-in zoom wheel. This way you don't have a drawer full of all these like different size guard attachments. Instead, it's just all in one. It also includes the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, which is their powerhouse products used for below the waist grooming. It's absolutely second to none. It features 2 interchangeable blades, and of course all their products are waterproof, include skin safe technology, and have LED lights on them to help you navigate through those hard to reach spots. And also there's a 30-day money back guarantee, so if you don't like any of the products, you can just send them right back risk-free. And again, hey, 20% off plus free shipping. Go ahead and click that link below right now. All right, now moving on, number 3, shut the door behind you. It's wild, so many men, they try going into that next season of their life, but with the same old mindsets, the same old baggage, the same old bad habits and patterns. And especially as a man of God, trying to connect into God and His will for your life and where He wants to take you, this ain't gonna work, bro. You gotta close the door behind you. It's kind of like that whole like concept of like, the space movies where the astronaut, when he comes back into the ship, before he can go into the next chamber, he has to depressurize the current one. Only then can he step foot into the oxygen-rich atmosphere of the next room. Same goes with your life and where God is trying to take you. He's trying to take you to that next room. He's trying to get you to step foot into that next season, but you still got one foot in the last. And so, hey, look, you can't be the same man that you are now going into that new relationship, going into that new business venture, or whatever it is. You have to shut that door behind you completely. It's like what I say quite often in these videos. So many men, they want their rewards of manhood, but the responsibilities of a little boy. They want to be seen as a king, but still want to act like a little kid, little child. Hey, check it out. Just quick little bonus tip for those of you who may be kind of hung up on your past, or you have something in your life that you've done, something bad that you just, you're finding it hard to forgive yourself of this past mistake or past sin, or whatever it is. I would like to genuinely just kind of, as a older brother-like type of figure, I would like to reach my hand out to you and slap you upside that head and tell you just to snap out of it, bro. This whole thing of, that we tell ourselves, if I could just go back, bro, if you could just go back, you do the same thing. No, man, I'm telling you, man, if I could go back, I would do it all different. No, you wouldn't, stupid. You did what you did at that time because that's all you knew. And if you could go back, you'd have still the same mindset, you'd have the same concept and perspective about life or about the situation you're in, and you just do the same thing. So for you to sit here and soak in this sea of self-pity and be like, oh man, if I could. No, you would do the same thing, bro. So just, it's time to move on. It's time to be heavenward. Satan, that's what he wants, bro. He wants you so stuck and so focused on this guilt and shame that you feel. No. God's not about guilt and shame. He's about being heavenward and focusing on the mission ahead. And that's it. Keep it simple. Men are always their best selves when they just keep things simple. Number 4. Ooh, this is so good right here, bro. If you are not on this one, you need to get on it yesterday, and that is skip breakfast. Oh, but Dre, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Says who? Your big fat obese doctor who's 60 pounds overweight, who's also telling you that the sun is bad for you and that you should continue getting vaccinated every year and take medication and all this nonsense? Nah, bro. Even Alex Hormozy, he talked about this today on his top 7 productivity hacks. Number 6 was work as long as you can until your first meal. He says he owes his entire career to that right there. Basically meaning to skip breakfast or intermittent fast, however you want to call it, and use that period, use that time to work as hard as you possibly can, because during those hours where you are fasted and you don't have all these, all this heavy food and carbs weighing you down and giving you all this brain fog, you can use those hours to be your most productive self. And you'll see, bro, when you stay fasted and you drink maybe just some black coffee during those hours, watch how your brain just works on a whole different level. You're gonna feel like an absolute superhero. And then compare it. Work one day completely fasted, and the next day eat a big ol' heavy carb breakfast, and watch how poorly your brain begins to operate versus the day where you're fasted. Bro, this right here, if I could go back to my 20s, my early 20s, when I first kicked off my YouTube career, if I would have just done this one thing, just skipped breakfast and filmed my videos in that morning time block right there, it would have been game over. But this is what I do now. This is kind of my routine every day. In fact, before I even get into work, I'll spend the first half an hour of my day in the sun fasted. I'll have my black coffee in the sun, and I'll just spend some quiet time out there, and I'll literally be out there in my underwear getting in that vitamin D, and I pray, I seek God. I'll literally be out there asking him what does he want me to do that day, and he'll be downloading stuff onto me. And that right there, that has been all the difference in the world. Every day I wake up, I'm on fire. I'm driven, I am focused, I am energized. I'm ready to take on my day, ready to fulfill my mission that God has for me. Even for all my dudes in the War Club, for all the new guys that join, when they go through the first week initiation course, there's a couple things that I have them do, and one of them being skipping breakfast. And every single time, bro, they trip out and they're like, whoa, Dre, this is a total game changer, bro. They always tell me they feel optimized, they feel their brain actually working for them, and they don't see themselves ever going back to eating breakfast. So hey, again, join the War Club right now, and we got all kinds of tips like this that are gonna catapult you forward in life and actually start to make you operate, make your brain operate on a whole different level than what it's used to. Number 5, avoid drama like the plague. I see so many young men these days, even myself, all throughout my 20s, I'd get wrapped up in things like this, just fighting battles that you don't even need to be fighting. And you may have seen this a lot yourself too, bro. This may even be you, just always getting offended and, I can't believe you said that, bro. And a lot of young men these days too, they're getting all wrapped up in all this girlfriend drama all the time. They get in fights with other dudes, always just starting something, always just living their lives just bitter and irritated, mad at their parents, mad at this person. It's just like, they're a bunch of drama queens. And then they sit here in this puddle of depression, thinking to themselves, I'm just so sad, bro, and I just got bad mental health, and I'm depressed, I hate myself. Who's telling you this stuff, dude? What are you tuned into all the time that's making you believe all this crap? Just stop thinking to yourself all the time, if I just didn't have such bad luck, if I just, if I just had this or I had that, if I was just mentally stronger or just more disciplined. Dude, look, the Bible says that the joy of the Lord is my strength. Meaning, what you need is not more strength. What you need is not more discipline and need more of this. No, you don't need any of that. What you need is more joy, because it's joy that gives a man his strength. And joy, true joy, is actually, it's only found in God, right? That's the true source of joy. So if you don't have God in your life, it's gonna be very, very difficult to actually have that true joy that's just overflowing your cup constantly. You know, the type of joy that even in the dark seasons, you're still good. You know, you have this joy that surpasses all understanding. And when people ask you, you know, how are you so happy, bro? How are you so joyful? It doesn't make sense. You're gonna say to them, you know, it doesn't make sense, bro. You know, I can't even explain it. I got this overpowering, overflowing, omnipotent joy just flowing through me, flowing out of me. And when people offend you, when haters come at you sideways, you begin to not really worry about it. You just kind of brush it off because it honestly doesn't matter. You got the joy of the Lord flowing through your veins, bro. You don't have time for all that nonsense. You don't have time for all the drama. And so, hey, if you're sitting here right now and you feel like your life has so much drama, you find yourself always mad and bitter all the time, mad at somebody or mad at something, blaming this guy, bro, you need to take a step back. You need to zoom out and you need to get your joy back. You need to get connected with the source and start asking for joy, man, because he'll give it to you. When you start spending time with him, you start connecting into him, you're going to start having joy just flow through you. And you're going to find with that joy comes great strength. You'll be able to conquer anything. Number 6, pray for wisdom. If I could go back to my early 20s, I would have been praying for this every single day. This is something that I've really only been doing the last couple years. And when I started asking God for wisdom, he has supplied it. He has constantly given it to me over and over. And that's the thing right there. God, dude, he's looking for guys to bless. He's looking for guys to pour his wisdom into. It's just the problem is that guys, most men, they refuse it. They think they know better. Guys, they want to keep living in their sin. They want to keep living how they want to live. And they don't want to consult God. But what we need to do as men is we need to be more like King Solomon. When God asked him, he said, hey, I'll give you anything you want. What did he ask for? Did he ask for more success, more money, more status, more women? No, man. He asked for wisdom. And hey, look, we live in a world right now that is so upside down. And we look at these red pillars, we look at all these influencers who say all this cool stuff. They have all these clips and reels that are going viral, and we look at it and we go, oh, and we send it to our bros. Look what Andrew Tate said, bro. This is crazy. And all these clips, all these videos with these men, it might sound cool. It might sound like it makes sense. Even with all these entertainers and these rappers, it might sound cool in a video or in a rap song, but realistically, bro, all these men are just mere men. They're all just boneheads. Even myself, dude, if I'm gonna be real. I mean, yeah, it's cool to watch my content. It's cool to take if you find a couple things in here that, relate to you and connect with you, you can use them, take out the nuggets. But at the end of the day, bro, who you really need to be connecting into is God. You need to be connecting into the source, right? Into your Bible. And you'll notice this, bro. It's the same pattern over and over. When you follow worldly, earthly standards, when you follow culture and all its ways, culture and all the things that we see on the internet and movies and entertainment, it always changes. If you notice, it's always changing. For decades, Hollywood was telling us men that we need to kind of, take a back seat and let women lead, right? Women empowerment. And then here we go with Andrew Tate telling men to completely dominate. And it's a never-ending cycle. It's a revolving door type of thing. Well, God stays the same, bro. His values, his characteristics, they don't change. It's a solid foundation when you stick to it and you follow God's ways and you adhere to him and you align yourself with his will for your life. You are literally building your house upon rock. And so, hey, that's even something I'm praying for myself, man, especially in this season of my life, is I'm just praying for wisdom. I'm praying for my brothers. I'm praying for scales to be lifted from our eyes so that we can look at life through God's eyes, not our eyes. Our eyes, we're tainted, bro. It even says in the Bible that Satan interweaves his thoughts with our thoughts. And so if we're going through this life based off of what we think is best, we're gonna fail every time. We need to constantly, every day, align our will with God. And before we do anything, we consult him first. You do that and you're gonna see that your life is going to bear a lot of fruit, my brother. And the last one, number 7, is rest. Now, I know that's probably not what you want to hear right now, bro, especially from Drexler, the motivational YouTube guy. And it's 2025. It's a new year, new me. We're supposed to hit the ground running, bro. Hustle mode, monk mode. No, bro. How about we just kick off this year and how about we just chill out for a second, bro? I mean, really think about it. All the dudes you've ever met in your life who've maybe had some kind of great transformation or who have, gotten some incredible success. Out of all those guys, which one of them said that they got their transformation, they got their success because, this one New Year's, I made this resolution with myself? No, not one of them. New Year's resolutions and new 90-day challenges, it's all hype. It's all fluff, bro. How about we start this new year calm, chill out, get on God's frequency, consult Him, see what He wants us to do in 2025. Because look, as a man of God, especially, my brother, this is how you actually speed up. You speed up by slowing down. And hey, look, bro, don't get it twisted here. I'm not saying to be just a complete lazy turd. What I'm saying is to take a step back, get in sync with God, and when you do push forward into this new year and you start chasing after and start dominating your mission, do it from a place of rest. Do it from a place of calmness. Don't go into this new year just frantically panicking and being like, oh man, I gotta achieve this goal, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, or else, if I don't get the success, if I don't get the followers and the status, I'm just a big whopping failure. No, dude, just relax, bro. That right there, that's not using godly wisdom. God is not a God of chaos. God is a God of stillness, calmness, gathering yourself and using wisdom as you go into that next season of your life. And I know it's hard in this day and age. We see all these red pillars. We see all these successful dudes all over the internet, plastered all over the internet. And we think, oh man, I gotta be like him. I gotta do what he's doing, or else, if I'm not, I'm just a chump. No, dude, that's not how men of God operate. That right there is starting off the year on the wrong foot. A man is never gonna be his best self when his mind is all up in flames. So hey, with that said, appreciate you. Thumbs up if you dug today's video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace always.